G's like this already?
Because he about to raise hell.
It's my first time being on the podcast, guys.
Ever?
Ever.
Any podcast?
Welcome to the podcast.
Any podcast.
Aww.
I'm not embarrassing Krista. That's really why I'm not saying nothing stupid.
That could be something to...
I just told her I was doing this today.
Dog.
Because
Dog.
she already knows.
I said I'm about to go in there and talk about women. She said, please don't.
Not talk about women.
She said, please don't.
So I know y'all saw that video of Cam Newton.
Yeah.
I'm not married. Right? I have beautiful children.
How many?
8.
I didn't do my research. I thought it was 4, but 8. Okay.
No, baby.
Cool.
It's
By how
8.
many women?
3. And this is the kicker. I want more. Now,
By multiple women? What's the intent?
I
I'm
just
saying,
want
or
God
by
to
your
bring
wife?
him. I just want God to bring him.
Oh, okay. And you have, so you just
Because
bring 'em,
my
okay.
point is this. My desire to get married is lower than my fear of divorce.
What are you guys' thoughts?
He's an idiot.
Yeah, that's really stupid. The logic don't
But
even make sense.
if you think about it, that's a lot of our generation.
For sure.
Like, I just think it's so blasphemous to us.
Blasphemous.
Blasphemous. Because we grew up like with one mother and one father and one sister, one brother. Like we didn't like nigga 8.
Wait, why do we all have the same life? I just realized that.
Really? I
Yeah.
have one sister.
I have one brother.
And I have one brother.
She doesn't math. What math? Never does. That's crazy. Yeah,
You
but
said it's blasphemous to us. Why to us?
because that's
I
never
understand
been.
It sounds crazy.
Yes.
Gotcha.
Because we grew up with the norm of everybody's in one household, and to have 8 kids by 3 by 3 different women.
That's already crazy.
That's crazy. That's 8 kids is crazy in one. Like, let's start
Because
there.
he's like about not even 40 yet.
I have no idea.
He has to be like 38, 39.
I say like 37. 37,
But either
39.
way, yeah, 8 kids is crazy.
Either way. And I feel like he thinks he can get away with it because he has money. But that doesn't really mean anything. Like, there's no way you're going to be there for all those kids and all those baby mamas.
Yeah,
They're
and then
probably
they said,
gonna grow up to resent you because, oh, you're rich and you're famous and you're bobbing all over the world.
That's
But
literally.
you're not in their lives.
and then they said he gonna find a 9th baby mama with no kid.
Wait, what?
You mean a 9th kid? I mean, have a 9th
He gonna have a 9th baby by a woman that has no kids.
Oh, probably.
Like that's crazy to think.
That's basically what they were saying in the podcast, though. Like, what's the doctor's name? Because I don't want to get it wrong, because I really was messing with her. What's her name?
Dr.
Shine. But she was basically saying that, like, you're being selfish. You cannot be a dad. She was saying, like, even if you're an amazing dad, you can't be the in-house
It's
father
only one
to
of you.
all 8 kids. It's only one of you, and that's
Yeah.
selfish of you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I wish she got more into, like, where that came from. Because you just said, oh, we came from 2-parent households. That's crazy to us. His parents are married. His parents have been married for 30 plus years. He came from a 2-parent household.
Yeah, that's just nasty
so he
work.
saw that modeled in front of him too, and he still wants to produce seeds and do all this crazy stuff.
Right.
Nasty
But there's
work.
also a lot of parents that stay married thinking, like, not getting a divorce would be better for their kids, but then now their kids grew up in a dysfunctional household. That
Right.
I'm not saying it's a story because I don't know him,
Yeah.
but, like, that also could have been a
But they're
situation.
still together. Like, he's grown. I don't know if he has other siblings that are grown or if they're still in the house or what, but I think his parents are still together.
I think he does that because he can, and it doesn't hold him back from anything.
Yeah.
Yeah, but my thing is, like, okay, I get it. You're an athlete. You want to be a hoe. That's what they do. Cool. Why can't you just be a hoe to the point that it only affects you? Worst case scenario, it affects the women that you're messing with their emotions. Okay. But now you're bringing children into the situation, and you're impacting all these different lives all over the world, setting them up to not have a daddy in the house.
Yeah, that sucks. He sucks.
Like, come on, you could have been like LeBron and, like, just thrive in your career, thrive with your wife, thrive with your family.
LeBron's like one of one though. Like
Okay, but he should be the goal.
I'm saying he may be, but that's hard.
Why is that hard?
To be with the same girl from high school.
Oh,
Yeah, I'm talking about like the whole.
Athlete,
Yes.
well,
Yeah, come on, like it's hard.
Okay, nobody cares. Nobody cares about the fact that you didn't like go from high school. Like, I feel like none of that matters.
Right.
The point is, when you decided you were ready to be a dad or a husband, then that was like the role that you needed to stay in, if that makes sense. Like, it's who cares if you had 19 girlfriends before you got married? I mean, whatever. That's just life. That's kind of how that goes. So it is what it is. But the moment you brought a kid into the world, the responsibilities were bigger than you, and you should have manned up.
Yeah, like worst case scenario, 2 baby mamas. Like, okay, I get you got somebody knocked up. That's not who you wanted to be with. Fine. Next time, be more responsible. And hopefully, you
that was a tryout.
You learned your lesson, but
wow. But I guess you could be. There was
the rough draft.
The rough draft.
But I guess you could be not worst case scenario. I'm flipping the script, and let's say we was the baby mama, or other way around, right? And then you got a kid, didn't work out with that one man, but you thought you loved him. Now you go into I don't know. I'm trying to see the other person's side.
No, I get the other side. Like even if they thought they was in love and they really wasn't, then they have a kid, but they still young, so they gonna, you feel me?
Keep trying to find love. Yeah. You just never know.
All those are different scenarios, though. Like, that's not his scenario at all.
True,
Like, he just straight up wants to spread his seed all over the world. But I think the deeper issue is, like, why our generation just normalizes baby mama, baby daddy culture.
Ooh,
and why they think kids is more of a commitment. Less of a commitment than marriage is.
Yeah, nasty.
Like, literally, like, you can literally get married, get the marriage, what's it called, annulled? What's it called? What's the word?
He said, "I'm in a happy home. That's my problem."
We don't talk about those words.
I'm in a happy home.
Get married, divorced, blah blah blah. You leave and you're still yourself.
Oh.
But you have all these kids all over the place. Like I said, you're impacting all these other people, and now you got all these damn kids all over the place. Mm-hmm. That's a whole different commitment.
But what if we looking at it like that, and these kids just like we get whatever we want? Like, what if they're satisfied?
I don't think that.
You don't think that?
I'm not in their minds, but I don't.
Right.
Think that.
I mean, and there might be some that are like, oh, we get whatever we want, but then to some extent, people are going to still need a father. Still need
the emotional
to be there
support
for them.
I mean, think about the rich people that are super rich and they kill themselves all the time because they're not fulfilled. So, like, your parent could be buying you everything that you need, and that don't mean that they're giving you the emotional fulfillment that you need.
Yeah.
And that's going to go a long way because that is your character, essentially.
That's why we have dysfunctional adults today.
That part, and especially as kids, like, you really need both parents around.
Oh, for sure. Even if you don't have, like, both parents in the household.
Do you know how many times I look on social media and I just say, like,
some bullshit? Sorry.
We're going to cut that out.
No, we're not.
But, like, I say, like, did your parents not love you? Like, think, like, why are some of the things posted that are posted? Why are some of the things said that are said?
No, like, I get exactly what you're saying.
I get what you're saying. It's a really harsh freaking way to say it, but I get what you're saying.
Okay. I always be the one to bring God into something, and why do I have to be the one?
That's fine.
No, let's hear it.
But I always feel like any and everything, I don't care what it is, everything comes down to identity issues to me. Flat out. That's my personal opinion. So if others don't agree, then you just don't agree. But everything to me comes down to identity issue, and the fact, and if you don't have a relationship with Christ, you really have an identity issue, in my opinion, because when it comes to being a believer in Christ, that comes with a standard. If you don't believe it, you don't have to have no standard if you just live, or a moral compass if you just live in the world. So anything that you see could be applied to your life, whether that's good or bad, because you don't have no morals, like you said, no moral compass to be right or wrong. And I feel like that's the reason why we got all these issues, broken households, bad parenting, whatever the case, because nobody's following the Christian rule book, not even Christian. Just no one's following the moral standards or the standards that God set and the parameters that He gave us for our blessing and protection. Nobody's following that stuff, and now we out here just doing this and this and that. Yeah. We all know the enemy wander looking for somebody to prowl on, and we just easy to be attacked. We don't got nothing to stand on. Yeah, and it's embarrassing, and that's why these men. And I feel like.
Ooh, she's about to say these men.
Yeah, I was. And I'm not gonna stop.
We're not used to a man being here.
Facts. But I feel like it starts with the men.
Oh, everything starts.
I feel like it starts with the men. Don't get me wrong, women. Here he go. He rolling his eyes. Get your friend.
No. Why I said that was like as far as men are the leaders, y'all set the tone for everything in the world.
Women have a role, for sure, but it starts with the man.
Yeah.
Agreed.
So we all grew up in two-parent households. How do you feel like that impacted you today? Like, do you feel like that has an impact on who you are?
Tremendously.
How you move through the world?
Tremendously. My parents gave me stability. Like, I knew what was happening, when it was happening, and I feel like if you didn't grow up in that type of environment, there's just always one. There's just always like one part of the equation that you don't know what's going on.
Yeah.
Like if I'm me staying in my mom's house, how the hell do I know what my dad is doing? But the stability of that, and that then brings us into now you're seeing, hopefully, I mean, I grew up in, for the most part, a healthy household. So now that I'm married, I know how to treat my wife. And then when I do bring a kid into this world, you feel me, I know what a healthy relationship looks like.
Right.
This goes back to the first topic because, well, I guess Cam Newton had his dad, but you just said your dad gave you an example, and now you know what to do. So if you ain't got that, you don't have that example.
And that's one thing we're kind of not taking account of in this conversation. It's like some people, we are products of our environment.
Yeah.
Some people don't have, not only just there's not a man in the house, some people don't got a man in the whole apartment complex they live. Everybody they know just got their mama. You know what I mean? And it's just baby mama situation. Some people, that's all they grow up around. So when that's all you see, like,
that's what you conform to.
And it's normalized. Like, it's normal. Yeah, everyone has two baby mamas. That's fine.
Yeah. And I feel like my parents showed me commitment because we didn't always have the best, like, financial means growing up, but they worked as a team to make sure that their kids had what they needed. And that was always clear.
Yeah.
So I feel like how that has impacted me is because they showed me commitment through good and bad times. Whether they said it verbally, it showed in their actions. And I know that if I'm going to be somebody's wife one day, it's going to be like my priority to make sure that I'm committed to this, whether it's good or bad. I mean, obviously, if some things are bad, bro, like physical abuse.
When we talk about, like, partnership, bro, when I tell y'all, like, Krista, she taught me so damn much because, like, I grew up on teams my whole life, so I thought I knew what it was to, like, be on a team, but I never had to pick up somebody else's slack for real. Bro, like, she really taught me, like, partnership. Yeah. Like, I think I said that in my vows. Like, you really shown me what partnership was. Like, it goes so far because, I mean, you even look into, you know, her family dynamic. Her mom and dad been together for, I think, since she was 2 years old. But they are a team. So, like, her seeing that, seeing how a wife acts, seeing what a wife does, seeing how a wife supports, that then brought into her relationship, and now I'm blessed.
Yeah.
But yeah, like, it literally seeps into your relationship if you see that example of what a husband and wife should be, or like both of y'all touched on, like, things not always being perfect. Like, if you saw things with your parents weren't always perfect, but you saw how they did, like, conflict resolution or made stuff work or, like, figured out a way, you know, like, that all ends up impacting how you see relationships, and you know that, like, work goes into it. You don't just walk away, like, as soon as something's not perfect. You know what I mean?
Well, people ask me all the time when I knew I was going to marry Krista. Bro, it was like we had just moved in together. And this is when I was, like, making shit. Like, my checks were shit. So I called her, like, I don't know. No, yeah, my checks were shit, but I didn't get paid for the month of August. So the month of August, I didn't get any paychecks. So she was like, I went to her, I was like, listen, August rent coming up. I just got to figure out. I don't know exactly what I'm going to do, but I'm going to figure it out. Y'all know what she said to me? She said, I got it. I said, what you mean you got it? Like, because I came from a household where, for the most part, the man was like, you feel me? But my mom was also like a leader as well in her role. So when she said that, I was like, she said, I got it, you don't worry about it. I was like, And that's when I say, like, she taught me partnership. And now I'm just like, we've never had any hiccups about any funds, any finances, like anything that we've had, we're just going to work it out.
Yeah.
And I feel like that comes from seeing that done.
100%.
That's good. Love that for y'all.
And that's why it's important to marry someone who also like has the same like drive or ambition or like is pushing for something in life, because you might have a hard time where you can't take on the whole load. Like you have to have somebody who can pick up that load when you can't. Yeah.
Genuinely curious if y'all have ever seen any, like, maybe not bad isn't the word because just relationships are rocky, but like certain things in y'all's parents' marriage that you said that you didn't like.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah. I've seen a bunch of shit.
Okay, give like one thing. You don't have to give a bunch because nobody gives out there.
One thing. When my dad got sick, when my dad got sick, my mom had to like take over everything. And I said from that point forward, like, whoever I do end up with will be provided for. Like, there will never be a time where I'm helpless. Like, I will.
But you can't say that, can you? Like, when you take the vows, you say in sickness or in health, right?
Mm-hmm.
But you can't say anything can happen tomorrow. God forbid, you could get into an accident tomorrow, and you could be in a position where Krista has to do everything for you.
I'm going. Once I heal, I can't move. Like when I heal.
You never know. I'm just saying in general.
I'm going.
You say you're paralyzed.
I'm going to try my very, very best to some way, somehow help.
Yeah.
Help, like.
All right, so. Oh damn, we about to get personal. Well, I am. So when my dad got, I was like 13 when my dad got sick. Doctors told my dad, like, if you don't get yourself right, like start eating better, start being more active, then you feel me, your life's gonna be short. Mm-hmm. And my dad was always like, y'all gonna have to show me better than you can tell me, type of deal. Yeah. And I had to see my mom like pick that slack up. Mm-hmm. So when I say like that's what I would change, it's that part, like to always at least try to make sure I'm in my best health to where I can provide for my family.
Okay, I feel that.
Yeah. I feel like my mom and my dad, they have a really good relationship, but I never felt like I liked how much my mom gave herself up to be a wife. I never liked that. And again, I don't know what conversations that they have behind closed doors and what works for their marriage and how things have been orchestrated. But it always just seemed like she just like sacrificed just like her own wants for the marriage. Yeah. And I never liked that. Like, I don't.
When you say for the marriage, like, what did she? I'm just asking. Like, what did she? Do you know what she sacrificed?
Well, I guess like okay, my dad is not gonna miss a beat when it comes to his friends. He's always going out. Like my dad, I see that he has the marriage and then he has his own self. He's still his own self. Like you know what I'm trying to say?
Oh yeah.
But my mom, I don't see her as her own person outside of the marriage, if that makes sense.
Yeah, that makes perfect sense. That's scary.
Yeah.
No, it's scary because I have friends that are in that boat like right now, and I can't imagine what it's going. How long your parents been married?
I'm 27, so 24 years.
Like, imagine 24 years down the line, and that, bro, you know how tired somebody would get of that?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. As soon as you said that, I was like, that's the same for my mom. I feel like a lot of women do that too.
Yeah.
When my parents met, they lived in New York. My mom was a flight attendant. My dad was like an aircraft mechanic. Met in New York. That's where all my mom's family was.
Where in New York?
It's okay. Poughkeepsie. I don't know if you know what that is. Anyways, once they got together, got married, they uprooted their life, came to Detroit. And all my dad's family is out here in Detroit. He's always had his family, always had the support. She came up with, had 2 little girls, raised them out here essentially by herself. My dad's traveling a lot for work. She was just out here in Michigan, all her family And like growing up, I could see it, like how much she missed her family, and I could tell like as she got older, she kind of like resented that, you know, that she had to leave her family, and like just in general, I feel like a lot of women have to do that, like follow the man and like go with.
There's got to be some compromise there.
Yeah, oh for sure.
Like that's cooked.
And even though I said that, I don't really think that that's my dad's fault, because my dad is always like encouraging her to go do her own thing. He don't necessarily hold her back. Well, it's 50-50. I wouldn't say he holds her back in that regard, because he always is encouraging her to go and like get yourself something nice. Go hang out with your friends. However, though, I've also noticed my dad is not like the best, just best steward of certain things that then my mom has to overcompensate for. So she doesn't even get the chance to want to spoil herself, or she doesn't feel the freedom to be able to do that, because like maybe my dad's not doing what he should be doing finance wise, or not saying there's not money in the house, but that doesn't mean you don't overspend, and she's thinking about savings, you know, like little stuff like that. And so now she is not being her full own person outside of the marriage, because she's thinking about that. I don't know. And she's 50, so I hate seeing that for her, because it's like, girl, live your life. Like, live your best life. I want you to see you have fun. No.
Well, you are now.
Well,
you are now.
Business. No, she ain't gonna watch this podcast.
But I feel like you should talk to her. I feel like you should have the conversation with her.
I try to encourage her to like go out and have fun as much as I can, because I'll be like, girl, wear that, do this,
bro,
go there, buy that. But I don't have the direct conversation.
I have like a crazy face expression right now, because this is stuff that like Krista and I go through. Like I'll be like, bro, go out with your friends, like. But I'm in a sense like your dad. Like, if my boys want to kick it, like I'm gonna go kick it. They want to come over, they're gonna come over. Yeah. But Krista really doesn't like. But she was never a go out girl. Like, she's been like bro. When we go out of town, even when we're in town, like what we do for fun is like try different restaurants. It's like that's considered her go out. So like. Again, I'm going to go out with my friends, but sometimes I do be feeling bad when, like, she don't be wanting to do nothing. Or she'll say, like, I don't have time, or I'm always working, or something along those lines. But I just be like, can I go hang out with my friends? Krista really do be at work, or she be being a wife, or, like, being a wife is hard. Like, that shit is hard. Like,
being your wife, especially.
that too, for sure. But like,
let's give Krista a round of applause.
Forget y'all. But like for real, like when you think about all the things like women have to endure and still be a wife, is kind of crazy. So like when we talk about, you know, one day bringing a kid into this world, like right now Krista works 12. I don't want her working 12 and then even coming home to have to cook for me. Like we can pick something up, but as a mother and a wife, you don't really get to decide that. Like you can't take days off. So when I say like as a mother, like you're everything. As a father, ultimately, like I'm the disciplinee, like I'm the provider. But as a mother, like you're the caterer, you're the tutor, you're the cook, you're the chef, you're the Uber, you're the caretaker, like. Bro, Krista does a lot now, like for me. So I can't imagine like when we bring a kid into this world, like I'm just gonna have to help more. Like that's really the only way, like to really. And we don't have like we were just talking about this last week. Like we don't have like what are they called, like sex roles?
Yeah. Oh, gender roles.
We don't have gender roles, like unless it's the trash or like pumping gas, like. Stuff like that, but like, cooking too. She's definitely the only one cooking.
Because you don't know how. Or...
No, she just loves cooking. Like she's a foodie. So, outside of those three, like, I'm not just gonna walk past a bunch of dishes that need to be done, and she about to come home from work. Like she's not gonna walk into a dirty house when she get home from work. Yeah. Just like things like that, but again, that goes right back into partnership. And definitely consideration.
Oh, 1,000%. I was just about to say that. Like, that's perfect. Like, just being a woman who does go above and beyond for people, I feel like what you just said is like the key thing. You're aware of the fact she has a lot going on and that she does a lot. So when you like see some place where you can jump in and do something, like that's all you can do.
And sometimes I'll be asking her like to do stuff, and then she'll do it, and I'll be like, why did I just ask her to do that?
Yeah, if you can sit up and see something needs to be done, why don't you just do it?
It just be like like stupid stuff. Like we'd be upstairs, and I want a Powerade in the fridge. Can you give me a Powerade? Like, and she'll say yeah and go get it. But like, it is when you think about like how much she does for me, and like, how much she does in general. Like nigga, you could have just got up and got the Powerade. Yeah. But yeah.
What you think about it?
That's what I'm saying.
What you
You're
think
at
about
least
it?
having these thoughts.
But this is weeks after.
This
is not during.
Well,
that's all right.
Still year one.
Yeah. I feel like that's okay.
Marriage, you know, like that's what we're saying. The fact that you're even aware of that is leaps and bounds. Because some people be married for 30 years and they still deal with a man who walked past the dishes, walked past the trash, like has to be asked to do even things a man should do on his own.
But again, like how you said, like the man is the leader and everything. In that sense, like as far as partnership, she taught me more than I taught her, for sure.
That's honestly, that's the sad truth about being a woman. Sometimes you gotta like teach a man how to be a man.
Hey! I ain't say that.
I mean,
but even
but
then,
that's what you said. You said
No, hell no, that's not what I said.
How to be a man for her.
either way it goes, even if she did teach you more than you already knew, now you know what to do and you can still be the leader.
Yeah.
And that's all that matters. And
she's super submissive. Like, I'm not going to say, like, what I say goes. Like, not at all. Like, under no circumstances. But she trusts me to lead.
Yeah.
That's how it should be.
Yeah. Like, I don't feel like...
decision-making.
I don't feel like I'm...
When you said submissive,
no.
Like, I don't tell her what to do.
Yeah.
But it's a mutual thing.
That's one thing, like, as I get older, like, when I was younger, I didn't really care for, like, the traditional roles of, like, what a woman does and a man does. But as I get older, like, I want a man who, like, leads. Like, I want to be
for sure.
I think innately, like, inside of us as women, that's what we want, even if we try to fight it sometimes. But it's just a matter of the right man being able to do it. Like, you're not going to listen to someone you don't respect. Because that's happened to me in the past where it was people I didn't really respect and they were trying to tell me what to do. Like, you don't know.
Yeah.
Why didn't you respect them, though?
Because they didn't make good decisions for themselves. So
Mm-hmm.
I didn't trust them to make good decisions for me.
Right.
Like, you can't lead me if you don't know where you're going. You're going to lead us both in the hell.
Yeah.
You know me?
And would.
Damn, that was good. That was good.
So with that being said, do y'all feel like choosing the wrong partner or the right partner can like impact your life?
Most definitely. Most definitely.
Because you gotta think about it like this. Every single person that you date, like, they weren't for you for a reason. Only one specific person is for you out of this whole world. I mean, unless they die and then you remarry. Because then in that case, maybe. But that did get dark. But in general, if it was best case scenario and everybody's getting married, right? Stop. Cut this out.
So the nigga died.
Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah. Died.
Everybody needs to be more like selective about who they date and why they date them and why they're courting them. What's your intentions to court?
And can you see yourself with them in the long run?
Because if you get with the wrong person, that's going to negatively impact you. And you need to know, like, I was only made for one person, so I need to be careful about who I'm having conversations with and who I'm giving my time to. Because at the end of the day, I wasn't meant for 20 people.
The right person will elevate you. Like, I really do. Whether woman, girl, whatever, the right person will elevate you. Or y'all just gonna be two people that's content with being content. Like,
no, for real.
Like, when I first met Krista, she was in school for nursing. But I knew what nurses make, and I wasn't making that.
Yeah.
Right.
So you either become content being, and my thing, I never want, like, this may sound bad, but I'll go into elaboration, but I never want my significant other making more than me.
Yeah.
I get it.
But I will never tell her, like, to do less. I'm just going to have to do more. So
Come on. Myles is not the same kid he was.
Y'all got
my goodness!
I've always had
This is
this.
not
This
the
has always
same
been
guy.
me. This has always been me. No, this has
This
always
is not
been
high school
me.
Myles at all.
High school Myles was. Ooh.
Right.
Ooh.
I'm like, who was
College
he?
Myles. Ooh.
Ooh.
CMU.
We're not gonna go back to that past.
I forgot where I was going though.
Oh, you were saying that she elevated you.
Oh yeah.
money.
So with that being said, like I knew she was gonna be making what she's gonna be making out of college, and luckily, like thank God, like I ran into the job that I'm in now. But like either way it went, like I was gonna make it work to where some way somehow I was making more than her.
Yeah.
But I just all right, let me ask you, and this is definitely off topic. Do y'all feel like a man's finances can hinder him from being a leader? Like you said that. Can you elaborate?
Because I've learned my lesson. Well, I don't know if it's necessarily from being a leader, but like you said before, there's so much that Krista does. Like she does so much.
Mm-hmm.
You try to come in and help where you can. It's like women do so much. Men's main function in the world.
You have one job.
Main function is protect and provide. Like women can literally do everything else around that. So as a man, if you're not protecting and providing, it's like, what is your purpose? What are you doing here? What are you bringing into the situation?
How long will you wait for, or not you, but how long will y'all wait for a guy to get? So for instance,
3
like
years, I guess.
Wait, what?
Anyway. So, but listen, 3 years ago I was making $400 a week.
Mm-hmm.
Now I'm, you feel me?
Growing.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
so 3 years could.
But you had the want to, right?
Yeah, I definitely had to want to.
And over time, you had actions. You made actions
All right.
to get to where you're going.
All right.
Some people don't, you know what I mean? Some
Type
people
shit.
don't wanna do that.
Well, let me say this, because I agree with y'all, but I also disagree in the sense that, let's say I was the person that made the most money. And then my husband decided, like, well, in that case, I'll get a part-time job, but I'll take care of the house. I feel like I would be okay with that. Because
I would too.
now...
But then you're going to be mad that he's taking time. Because I work a lot. Like, I make good money, but I also work a lot. So what I run to working a lot is, Krista's mad that I'm going to work at this point because it's taking away time from her.
Mm-hmm.
So now think about that in that aspect of, you got to do this, and now I don't get to see you. And now you feel neglected.
Sure, I guess that makes sense. I'm thinking about 50-50. Not that every relationship can be 50-50, but if the man, like you said, where you and Krista's relationship, let's say you're doing all the providing, but she's coming home and she's cooking the dinner and she's feeding the baby and she's doing all the wifely things that she needs to do, but all bills is paid, you taking care of whatever you take care of as husband. If the roles were reversed, it's still equal partnership and it's still 50-50. Like, you get what I'm saying? So I guess I would be okay with it.
Only in theory.
Well, that's facts. If in best case scenario, maybe I would be okay with it. Emphasis on maybe.
No, let's be real. Most men are not raised to know how to care for a home. Most men aren't taught, like,
Go ahead.
Care for the home in what way? Because you can learn how to... Okay.
Clean. Like, that's the type of things that a woman... If I'm at work all damn day and I come home and the house is a mess.
Okay,
There's no food on the table. A lot of men don't know how to do those things because society doesn't teach men that, because they think men are just going to have to go to work and they'll have a woman who will do all the house stuff.
100%.
So the women learn that. The men don't learn that. So now the woman's at work. The man is at home. He don't know how to cook. He don't know how to clean. He's in there.
Okay, well, let me preface, I wouldn't be with no man that's like that.
But you feel me? Like,
So,
that's the thing. Like, it depends on the situation, you know? If a man can do all those things and it truly is 50-50,
then I would not have a problem with that. If we're talking about no, he can't do that, then I absolutely would not be with a man like that. But if I knew you could take care of the house and I was making more money, I'm okay with that, because now I feel like I'm getting still a partnership.
Yeah. I'm just saying, statistically, men don't really have it in them to fill those gaps. That's why they have their function of what they do, and women have their function of what they do.
Well, I mean, yeah, I don't disagree with that.
And that's traditional.
I don't disagree with that. Yeah. To be I mean,
that's
I don't want no
I used to be super,
man.
like, anti-traditional, but the older I get, like, I just feel like that's what makes the system work.
I've always wanted this.
Yeah.
Yeah, right?
God is good. Gave you.
And that honestly came from like TV,
Huh? I'm sorry. What?
like wanting to like be married. Like I envisioned, nobody knew this. I knew how I was gonna propose since I was like 12 or 13.
Oh,
I
that
just
is
but
so cute.
but no, but I learned
And your
that from
proposal
like
was
that shit
big.
will start out over 10 years. Like
wow. I
That's
love that.
really cute.
Yeah.
So,
that's
like,
cute.
but that part didn't come from my parents. Like that came from watching movies and watching like, bro, the first couple I wanted to be like was the Baxter family. Like the first family I wanted to be like was the Baxter family.
Oh, I love that.
So like when I say like I was a kid that just give me some chips, give me a TV and a remote, I'm good. Don't bother me.
Yeah.
And I would be in my room all day. So when I say like I learned half of my lessons from TV and ass whoopings, but that's how I learned my lessons. What if they ain't got no money? They going on year 4, but they getting some drive now. Like, is it too late? Then y'all both made the same face.
Yeah, it's a no.
At
It's
this
a
big
no?
age, yes.
But really though,
Again, do I feel
but really
like I'm
though,
getting
we're
what I
not
need
at a big
otherwise?
age. Like I
Yes,
know,
we are.
No, we're not.
We're
No,
27 years old. We're at a big age. We're touching 30.
We're adults, but we're not like, bro. I see like 40, 50-year-olds just now getting married. Like that's a big
true.
age.
Yeah.
Like just now figuring themselves out. Like that's a big age.
And I'm not saying you have to have it all figured out, but you have to have the
maturity.
You have to have the drive. Like I have to be able to see it. You know.
Yeah. Or
I can
just
respect that.
immaturity.
Yeah.
I feel like awareness is needed now. You don't got to be who you've been called to be. You're becoming Michelle Obama.
Right.
But you need to have some awareness.
And partners are just too important, like, for you to just be sitting around. Like, I'm speaking from experience. I sat around and, like, waited for somebody's potential to, like, become something more. But, like, that made me feel like I was stagnant. Like you said, like, your partner has to be someone who can elevate you, you know? If you don't have someone who's elevating you, then you're going to start to be stagnant, and that's going to bleed into your life. What they're doing impacts you.
So I know you, and I know that you're one that like, not you like to save people. Then your eyes just got evil.
I didn't know where he was going with
like
that.
her eyes just got like. But you're one that like to save people.
But I agree with him. You do like to save
so
people.
like, I know you've seen red flags.
Yeah.
Like in the beginning stages. So when we just said like, make sure you're with somebody that you can see in the long run. Did you just think you would save the situation and then y'all would be together in the long run?
No, I feel like I'm literally talking about a specific person.
We all know. We all know who you're talking about.
Real cool dude.
For real,
dude.
actually. Yeah, he is.
What was the question?
You didn't say that yet. She didn't say that when a nigga wouldn't help her move last week.
No, because you wasn't packing these baskets and it was hot. Why? Why? Don't edit it out.
Okay, anyway, what was the question again? Please say it again.
Oh, fuck.
He asked about red flags. He said, "Did you see them?"
Like I know you seen the red flags when y'all first started.
Ding, ding, ding. So that's it. You asked if the potential was starting to show into something. Would you still stay? I did for a long time.
But why?
Because I didn't see red flags. I saw green flags. Like I saw like the positive things, and I saw like it could become something. I just personally felt like I was out of time. Like
see
I
me
too
like
much.
you can have, bro. You can have everything in line, but if it's not, this is gonna sound real bad. But if it's not exactly what I want, like I don't want to be a part of it.
That's how you should date. And like for me, that was like a big lesson learned. And moving forward, I see things a whole different way. I feel like future me won't look past a lot of the red flags that I did look past because they are always there. Mm-hmm. And it's just it'll start off small, but then you just keep going, and it'll just get bigger and bigger and bigger. Mm-hmm. And be a whole ass red tent in the backyard. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So I feel like in the past I did look past the red flags, but now I can't afford to.
So we gotta be specific how we date because
it's
literally only one person.
Did you know all did not even you, but when y'all move on from somebody, do you know that you see the red flags, or are you blinded by like how funny somebody
during
is?
or after you're asking?
I was about to say
I didn't
both,
understand the
both,
question.
both.
Like,
I feel like it's a mixture of two things because it depends on what they're saying and what's your state of mind. For me, and me only, not speaking for her, because we both are strong women in different ways sometimes. So, if I saw red flags in you, but you're telling me something else that you know I want to hear, unfortunately, I should probably be stronger to not just take what you say. However, if you're telling me certain things that I want to hear, then I already have a like for you, I'm gonna want to believe you. So that's one part of it. And then the second part is too, maybe I just wasn't mentally ready to acknowledge your red flags for my own sake because I want to be with you, or I just want to have this little situationship or whatever it is. I'm gonna regret it later, but don't shake your head like that.
No, but I agree, especially like the first thing you said, like when the words and actions don't match, that's something that can get confusing.
Yeah, it does.
Because women are word based.
Mm-hmm.
So if you say you're going to do something, a woman is going to expect you to do it.
Mm-hmm.
Men are action based. So when you're with a man,
if you ain't see it wouldn't happen.
I'm going to do something, you're going to put your faith in the fact that he's going to do something. But then over time, if words don't become actions, then
you're like, this nigga just talking.
You feel me? But that's another thing I learned recently. Like, men are extremely action based, so don't listen to their words. Like, you literally cannot listen to a man's words.
No, that's really true.
To a man's actions.
Yeah.
Because his actions will show you exactly like.
Listen to both of mine. Listen to both of mine. Shit.
You're talking to one person. Yeah. But, too, sometimes you just want to be with somebody. Because I've been in that situation before, too, where I just wanted to be with this person. You was fine as hell. I liked how you looked. You made me laugh. That was enough for me.
Yeah.
Nigga can laugh for women out of drawers, I promise you.
And you really can. I hate to say it.
Risky.
Yeah. Facts. Although he seems like he's a really sweet kid.
Yeah.
So that, but that also would make me see why Drewski could get some bitches for real.
Oh, for sure.
He seems like he's just a sweetheart, and you know what? When you're kind and funny, fuck how you look.
No, for real.
See, no.
Bro, I sent Lorrynda some. So fun fact, like if I'm about to post on Instagram, I send my pictures to like 3 people and they pick. So I sent Lorrynda a picture one day just of Krista and I wedding photos. You don't know what she said to me?
What'd she say?
She said, I still don't know how you got her.
Oh, yeah,
damn.
I'm to this day.
She's very fine.
Because I'm fucking funny. That's why.
Oh.
Yeah, that makes sense.
That doesn't.
She like.
Oh. Is that what
That's,
it was?
yep.
She told you? Or you just know?
I knew off action.
Do she really be laughing at your jokes?
There's
don't get me wrong, you are kind of funny, but I want to know.
Nobody in this world. There's nobody in this world that laughs at my jokes more than her.
Oh.
And I'll be like, "Why are you laughing at?" Like it's one of those.
Okay.
Like,
yeah.
So she laughing.
But I laugh at her too, though. Like, but I know, I know outside. I know, like outside. I laugh at her, and I know, like outside of the house, like if this wasn't my wife, I wouldn't be laughing. Do y'all want y'all kids to go to public or private school?
Okay, well, we'll have black kids.
90%
90% of the time, a lot of white kids go to private school. So, that causes a whole nother conversation.
I have had no interest in putting kids in private school ever. Because I had so many friends growing up who were in private school. And the way they were impacted by that, and the way that they acted because they were so suppressed in so many areas all their life. And honestly, I don't see, at least in the ones that I knew, like how it positively impacted them, like in higher education. You know, like I've never seen the real fruits of private school.
Oh, I have.
Okay.
With who?
My brother.
Oh.
If it's one thing that he gonna do, he gonna go to school. Like, bro, my brother is gonna go to school, and he not gonna stop. He gonna keep figuring out shit to go to school.
And then question, not coming for your brother at all, not at all. Question, do you think that he continues to go to school because he just loves learning, or is it like I'm striving for something?
I know that he's striving for something, but my mom did a lot of school too.
Oh, okay.
But I knew once baseball was done for me, so was school. I was never going back to school.
Never.
But like my mom, My mom has bachelor and 2 masters. She went to school for like 9 extra years, bro. For what? Like I
love people like that.
No, I think that shit's
Absolutely
stupid.
not. Couldn't pay me enough.
On me.
I'm done with school.
On me. Like, I'm not going. And I tell, like, I got old teammates that went to grad school, like, kudos to you. I will never step foot in a classroom to learn again.
Yeah. I never understood, like, the allure of HBCUs. Like, I never got it.
Because this is going to sound very cliche, but you almost have to experience it. Yeah. Like, imagine, how many people went to CMU? Like, just
30,000.
Imagine 30,000 people that have the same drive as you, but also know how to turn it off and turn it on. It's like you're just around, like, literally black excellence. It literally changed my life.
I could see why that would. Because, I mean, black excellence is, like, not usually the standard.
Like, bro, imagine you at a party with 200 people on a Wednesday night, and you wake up to go to your 8 a.m. class, you got a test, and everybody's there ready to take that test. Like, it just shows you, like, we can party and handle business.
Never been to an
Lorrynda,
HBCU.
like, I still don't get it.
No, it's not. I never wanted to just be around black people, like, ever. And I love black people. Like, I love being around black people.
But I feel like that's because you've never been around all white people. Like, I was the only black out of 40 kids on my team.
Maybe.
Also, I feel like what you're saying is kind of being misconstrued because I don't think you even mean all black people. You just mean you want to be in diverse settings.
Yeah. That probably
she did not.
But I just never I never wanted to just be around black people. I did want to be in diverse settings. Mind you, I don't have a single white friend. Like, not a single one. Like, my friend group isn't diverse. Like, I tend to group up with black people no matter where I am. But I never wanted everyone around me to be black. That's why I was scared to say it, because that sounds like very controversial. I don't know. And also, like, just the way a lot of HBCUs do their students, like, it just has never sat right with
This
me.
is gonna sound bad, but that's almost the tradition of the culture, because that's what. But think about it.
Wait, what do they treat their students like?
HBCUs are built off, like, imagine being in the 1950s, and it's all black people. Like, you're not treated well. You got to get it out the mud, basically. Okay. So they almost want to keep that same, like, not tradition, but, like, you're going to have to work to get out of here.
Which I can respect that to an extent.
Like, the dorms aren't the best. The cabs aren't the best.
And this is intentional, is what you're saying?
Not intentional, but it's just the way the cookie crumble.
I get that to an extent.
I don't like that, because now it's giving.
I just didn't want that to be my experience.
That's fine, yeah.
And I get, like, some people go to PWI and then, like, for grad school they go to HBCU. Like, I get getting, like, both experiences.
I would do that if I did something like that. I would do it the other way around.
Yeah, no, I get it.
But I feel like me growing up how I grew up, that plays a huge part in me. Like, I'm going to an HBCU.
Yeah.
I don't think I would even consider public school.
You don't want your kid to go to public school?
No chance.
Why? What's wrong with public school? I mean, well.
I've seen the resources that both public and private get.
Okay.
And it's, like, completely different.
So now what
Wait
if you...
a minute. Because I just saw an interesting thing there. So, that same mindset you have about that is kind of how I felt about not wanting an HBCU. Because of the resources and, like, the experience that you're going to get at a PWI that necessarily might not be available at a HBCU. So I just found it interesting that you, like, you get what I mean?
Yeah, I just think you have HBCUs misconstrued. Like,
maybe so.
But they don't have to be outside the bubble. They don't have to.
Y'all want to hear some fucked up shit?
What?
I love white people.
Why is that fucked up?
Because you just said you don't like white people.
When did I say?
Did you say that?
Who
Who said that?
I swear you just said that.
Who said that?
Did you say that? I didn't hear
said
that.
I don't like white people.
Maybe. All right, I'm tripping.
Roll the clip, because maybe did you? I don't think you said that. I didn't hear that, but maybe
I could be wrong. Don't get me wrong. I could be wrong.
Oh, I said I don't have white friends.
Yeah, that's what you said. Yeah, but I'm like,
I just never had. I mean, white people I relate to. Like, I just never. We weren't in the same spaces, or we didn't have.
Yeah, I guess I didn't have a choice.
Yeah, I don't know. I had white friends. I got white friends today.
Yeah, you have close white friends.
Person I talk to the most is white.
But I've always been like super jealous. Of, you know, you watch like a TV show and it'll be like a friend group and it'll be like some black, some Asian, some Hispanic, some white. Like I've always been super jealous of that. Like I always wanted like a diverse ass group of friends because I feel like that's how you have the most like. What am I trying to say?
Conversation.
Like, like you like see things from a lot of different perspectives.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, you definitely do. Yeah, you definitely.